One More Turn, Episode 609, Negotation.
Are you just gonna sit beside me in silence, waiting until I board the plane?
Well, who's to say you're not sitting beside me, having now broken the silence?
I'm who? That's who. I was here first.
I want to show you something, Caleb.
Whoa, hey, we had some fun role plays when we were together, but,
Oh, nothing so sinful as that. Although now I am feeling oddly disappointed.
Bella has her faults, many faults to be sure, but she does have limits. She does have boundaries. Your only non-negotiable is that anything and everything is negotiable.
First, read some for yourself on your own device. I know you will need the rest of it. Second, that description of me is strikingly accurate. Feel free to tell it to your friends.
Avery, no, I'm only entertaining this here, and now because I'm bored with Sudoku.
Oh, like you'd ever play any game so solitary. I know you've got your laptop hiding under your coat on the seat beside you. I saw you close and shove it under there when you saw me heading your way. From what Bella's told me of such behavior, you're an addict.
It's gaming, not gambling, if that's what you're thinking. Help, recreational, under control.
Are you sweating? It's barely room temperature in here, and it's below freezing outside. I taught you more, useful ways of getting hot and bothered. Have you forgotten already?
Oh, you know about using people, all right. Now, you want me to read this? So let me. So, Riley mixed up her personal and professional databases again, eh?
Well, that's a fair way of putting it. She changed her personal database password, but not her professional one. I did that after my purchase of Fortuna Works from her completed.
Wait, don't you mean our purchase? I mean, yours and Bella's, right?
Oh, you're welcome to tell yourself that, and Bella for that matter, too, if she keeps in line.
Wow, you're taking a risk by telling me that one, aren't you?
Oh, you mean gamble, don't you? You know all about that. Before the computer kind of games you prefer now, you play and bet on all kinds of sports. It was a sport itself.
Look, if Riley took the step to lock you out of her personal database, are you admitting you hacked into it to get these documents for yourself?
Oh, not at all. Riley was just sloppy and used her professional database credentials to send them. And the documents aren't mine. They're ours, as in mine and Bella's.
You're welcome to tell yourself that.
Aren't you at all moved by Riley's betrayal? Providing Caden, Pedro, and in particular that Reese woman draft copies of the Doe contract that your brother wrote on while your company was in negotiations for it?
It was our company.
You won't even do yourself a favor if you tell yourself that.
Sure, fine. Even more reason for me not to care. I've got nothing to do with One More Turn Solutions anymore. I was merely the hired help then, besides.
The notes Carson put on those drafts clearly contradict the position you presented as truth. Remember, it was I representing Riley and you, Carson, in those negotiations. Why did he do that anyway? He opened himself up to scrutiny as much as he did you.
I didn't tell him how I was interpreting things, only you.
Why would you tell me that? Why would you open yourself up to scrutiny then as you did him?
Gee, I don't know. Sticking it to the woman who dumped me via email one day by contradicting my company's position the next seemed like a vengeful ideal at the time.
Really? The email again? First, wasn't the next day. Second, it wasn't your company. And third, cry me a river and build a bridge and get over it. Everybody loses in love, and you do it so well. making a scene, one might begin to think it was you representing Riley, picking up at least one of her bad habits.
Time and again, it has been shown that her worst habit was ever trusting you. Now that we're both on our feet, I'll ask you this. How could Riley be using a professional database that is no longer hers to send such documents?
First, there is no causation between both of us standing, and you're asking that question.
Again with the listing of things. One can never doubt you were representing Riley, picking up one of her bad habits yourself. Next thing, you'll start ranking list items.
And second, because I didn't change the password to that database.
Oh, well, even if I picked up one of her bad habits, you picked up at least two.
Now you're forgetting causation. I kept the password purposefully, not absent-mindedly.
Oh, you were betting on her mistakenly using it again, didn't you?
And you taught me all about that, didn't you? Betting is risky, and gambling is such risky business, all this.
Hunting your way through conversations still. There's a bad habit all on your own.
And there's this.
You've wasted your time and a good chunk of your data limit on sending me the rest of these. They raised no new legal questions and, well, nothing that hasn't been tried in the court of public opinion. Yeah, that's right. Wince away. You're always very liberal in your sharing with me about how much you hate that expression.
I was also very liberal in other matters that we shared too. You never minded those.
Carson and I have not to do with One More Turn Solutions anymore. Riley has not to do with Fortuna Works anymore. But having bought her company, you do. Not only would you have learned this through disclosure as part of that purchase, but you were Fortuna's representative for Doe. Don't you realize you roped yourself back into this?
Riley well documented how you put together all the players and all the connections over Doe. Bella even told me what Gary had told her about your confronting him over it.
Putting stock in third-hand accounts, especially from the likes of Bella and Gary, is, well, suspect at best.
Stock? An interesting choice of words given my debt-buying empire, and much of the contention over terms in the Doe contract itself.
Oh, is that not partly Bella's debt-buying empire these days as well? I mean, just what is your position on what is and is not hers in your business arrangement anyway?
You know, before you hit delete on the new message I sent you, I'll tell you that it's not about Doe. It's not even about most of the people we've been discussing here.
I've done well to distance myself from Hudson, too, of late. I have no intention.
Oh, it's not about him either, mercifully. See, Bella called in Max and Nora's mortgage on their building. They can move into the townhouse they've been renting.
Oh, God, but not their business. Not what I used to support myself.
Well, if you want to get selfish and cynical about it.
Okay, wait. So if you're so against this, why don't you just confront Bella about it yourself? Hell, reverse it even. Or take it to Reese and her miserable cult of miscreants if you want to stick it to her.
Well, it's like you said, Caleb. Bella has boundaries. When the non-negotiables of others adversely affect my own, the only acceptable recourse is retaliation. Care to join me?
One More Turn. Written created by Daniel Dan Q. Quick. Edited by Dark Cloud and Michael Ubermakla Bryant. Directed and produced by Daniel Dan Q. Quick. Characters in order of appearance. Caleb voiced by Michael Ubermakla Bryant. Avery voiced by Jennifer Lund. Sounds courtesy of freesound.org. Music by Kevin MacLeod. Voiceover by Steve, Warning You 2 Warner. Visit the One More Turn website at onemoreturn.net. Copyright Civilized Communications at civcom.net. On the next episode of One More Turn...
So that's the impression that they're most left with when they leave afterwards.
I came here under protest, remember?
Oh, we remember. Knowing that this has made you uncomfortable is the only reason I didn't slam the door in your face when you showed up on our step.